So the question that I have here is, a sample of gas has a volume. A sample of gas has a volume of 500 centimeter cube at 45 degrees Celsius. What volume will the gas occupy at 0 degrees Celsius when the pressure is constant? So if you look at this question, we are talking about volume and what? Volume and temperature. We're talking about volume and temperature. So we're given that a sample of gas has a volume of 500 centimeter cube. So our V1 in this question is what? 500 centimeter cube at 45 degrees Celsius. So our T1 is what? 45 degrees Celsius. What volume will the gas occupy? So what volume? We are looking for V2, right? So V2 is unknown. What volume will the gas occupy at 0 degrees Celsius? So our T2 is equal to what? 0 degrees Celsius. What volume will the gas occupy at 0 degrees Celsius when the pressure is constant? Right? So we have volume here and temperature. Obviously, this is an application of Charles' law, right? So from Charles' law, we know that V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over what? T2. So Charles' law states that the volume of a fixed mass of gas is directly proportional to what? The temperature, the absolute temperature in Kelvin, provided the pressure remains constant. So we measure the temperature in what? In Kelvin. This is very important. We measure temperature in Kelvin. So this 45 degrees Celsius will be equal to 45 plus 273. And that will now be equal to 45 plus 273 will give us 318 Kelvin. Right? So this is how to convert from centigrade to what? To Kelvin. You just add 273. So for this T2, we have our T2 to be 0 degrees Celsius, right, from the question. So when we convert that to Kelvin, that will be 0 plus what? 273. So 0 plus 273, that will give us 273 Kelvin, right? So this is our temperature. So from Charles' law, we know that V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over T2, right? So that will be equal to, our V1 is what? 500 centimeter cube. So that's 500 divided by, our T1 is what? 318 Kelvin. 318 Kelvin equal to, our V2 is what we're looking for, right? Is unknown. So I'll represent us as V2 over, then our T2 is given as 0 degrees Celsius, and when we convert it to Kelvin, it is 273, right? So divided by 273. Then the next thing you will do here is to cross multiply, right? That's the next thing you do. You cross multiply. This V2 will multiply this. This 500 will multiply this. So this will be equal to V2 times 318 is equal to 500 times 273. So this times this will give us what? 318 V2. 500 times 273 would give us 136,500, right? So to make this V2 stand alone, I will divide both sides of the equation by the coefficient of this V2, which is 318, right? So my V2 will be equal to 136,500 divided by what? 318. So 136,500 divided by 318, that will be equal to 429.2 when you punch that in a calculator. So therefore, my V2 will be equal to what? 429.2 centimeter cube. This is the answer to this question.